Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Unpopular Reviews, the Wrestling Show podcast. We're going to be talking about Monday Night Raw, the things that have transpired. We got new tag champions. We're going to talk about that. On the other side of the intro, Ronda versus Shayna, Ricochet's promos, Brock versus Cody, the build towards SummerSlam, and of course, LA Knight. Yeah. When will he become the champion? When will he become a champion? We're going to talk about it on the other side. Guys, this is the Wrestling Show. If you like wrestling, you're going to love it. What's up, everybody? This is Big Daddy Cool for Unpopular Review. We are a media empire, or trying to be a media empire, covering wrestling and entertainment. Tonight, this is the Wrestling Show. We're going to be talking about WWE, AEW, and everything else. Some TNA. I do not come alone. I'm joined by the bad guy himself, Bad Guy Jack. What is going on, Chief?
It's great to be here on the Monday. I'm usually used to being the Grand Poobah on Tuesdays, but to bring my Grand Poobah-ness on a Monday, and it's not often that, Big Daddy Cool, the coolest of the daddies, and Jack Daddy work together. So I'm excited to work with you, my friend.
I like that. I like that. And before we get into like everything that's going on Monday Night Raw, obviously we are live streaming in the middle of Monday Night Raw.
Yes.
And we want to talk about LA Knight. We want to talk about Don Callis being attacked, Bayley's injury,
Yeah.
lots of stuff to cover in the next hour of the program. But before we get into all that, I see you've got a drink in hand. What are we drinking tonight?
I'm a red wine kind of guy, so I got some Rashid in the hand. I put some ice in it. So yes, and pinky out, pinky out.
Wow.
If I brought out if I brought out the apple martini, it might have been a much different show. So I wanted to bring some class here. Yes.
I hear you. We're a dignified show tonight. Look at this. Oh, Charlotte is shocked. She wants to know where her glass is. Charlotte, get your glasses out.
Get your glasses out.
So let's just jump right into it. We got Monday Night Raw tonight. This is
Yes.
July 17th,
Wow.
2023. And everybody was kind of skeptical about, the matches promoted tonight. Obviously, we had a big women's tag team championship match between Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez. Sorry, not Raquel Gonzalez now.
Habit.
And Chelsea Green.
Did you hear how Samantha said it? Chelsea. She said a few, like the first time it kind of went over my head, but the second time I said, well, I think I heard it in the replay and I said, okay, she's just testing out stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff.
I love it. Because that's how Chelsea says it. And Chelsea's partner is Sonya DeVille.
Yes.
Little bit of background on these two. So they got kind of put together, right? It was supposed to be originally Chelsea and Carmella, but yep. Carmella got knocked up by one Corey Graves. Nice job, Corey. Shout out to you. And Sonya fills in the void, and they're pretty entertaining the last several months that they've been kind of pushing their stuff. Yeah. And tonight they've been building to a tag championship match. And before we talk about the results that I technically gave away on the intro of the episode, I want to take you back a few years ago, many moons ago. You recognize these two ladies?
It's night and day. Night and day. It's night and day. I saw this picture earlier online, and I remember Chelsea on Tough Enough. That was 2014. I forgot. Well, I would say Daria because her name is slipping. Her in-ring name is going through my mind. But I forgot that she was totally on that show. So I was like, wow, check this out. They started from all the way and Tough Enough, and now look at them.
I know. Now look at them. Look at them now.
Look at them.
The new women's tag team champions as of tonight. Monday Night Raw's episode where they beat Liv Morgan. Chelsea gets the pin on Liv. Good for these guys. I think Sonya, especially Sonya, has been long deserving of something. I mean, she's been some people can describe her as a journeyman in WWE. Obviously, she hasn't been anywhere else, but She's paid some dues. She's good in the ring. I mean, again, I'm not going to say she's, Mae Young or Fabulous Moolah in the ring,
Are
but
you,
she's
are you, are you not gonna say she's not what they must say 5 stars at the take you down? No, but she's really good at in ring stuff. I get what you're saying, and also when you were saying all that, also Chelsea too, because Chelsea, I don't know if this is a second or third, but she's been in and out of WWE. The other time when she got let go, I thought that was confusing, but now seeing her on the run that she's having right now, it's incredible. And I mean, like you said for Sonya as well, but I wanted to also mention Chelsea because I didn't get why they let her go before, but now they're killing it. So good for them. And in Act Two, if I could just add real quick, you mentioned the stuff with Carmella. I
yeah.
was kind of like, I don't know if this is gonna work and stuff. You kind of because I was so accustomed to Chelsea and Carmella, and then you see these two blend, and they made it work. Made it
They
work.
they did, and you know what? Let's be real. Like they're being carried by Chelsea, right? Chelsea's again
She's the captain. Yeah.
she's definitely very entertaining, and I'm glad that they let her take the bull by the horns this run. She wanted to come in as this like Karen, so to speak, right? And I want to talk to your manager gimmick, and it's kind of working. It's kind of working, and she's again both of them are again. It's the odd couple tag team. We've seen it so many times, but it works. It's working. It's time.
Yeah, you and Chris.
That's right. Me and Chris were the odd couple tag team.
Absolutely. And but if I can add on to what you were saying, because you're saying a lot of intelligent stuff, I want to add to that intelligence.
Well, thank you.
They
Yes.
just they balance each other out because, like how you said, Chelsea is the character; she's the one doing all the stuff. Sonya is the straight woman. She straight to the point, no nonsense. It's almost kind of, if I could go back, Al Snow and Steve Blackman. Steve Blackman was no
Yes.
nonsense.
Yes.
He was and Al Snow was
Absolutely.
he kept trying to put that cheese on top of Steve Blackman's head.
That's right. That's right. I mean, again, time tested. You've seen it so many times in WWE
Yes.
and in professional wrestling. It's the odd couple tag team, but it works. It always ends up working one way or the other.
Right.
I want to get to some of these comments about Chelsea Green and the new tag team champs. George Lewis, what's up, George? He's watching us on YouTube. Do Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville need those titles? Bad guy, you think that they need these titles?
I don't know if they necessarily need the titles, but I don't think Liv and Raquel needed the titles. So I don't want to sit here and say, oh, yeah, they needed, but the previous champions didn't need the titles.
I agree with that sentiment. And I'm also going to say that, yes, they do need the titles. Chelsea Green, again, if you're a WWE mark and a WWE fan, you don't know Chelsea Green from a hole in the wall. So Chelsea Green and this Karen gimmick is the first time really that you get to see her. Mm-hmm. And you don't really know her. Sonya Deville, of course you know her, but well, not personally. Sonya, you know her, but she's kind of been like Natty Neidhart the last several years, right? She's been, whenever we need a good match from somebody, send Sonya out there. And there was a time, I want to say, like, was it during the pandemic where they were kind of pushing Sonya, and then like the attacker thing happened.
That real life thing, right?
Yeah. The stuff that with the
with Mandy. Yeah.
The dog that was the dude that was stalking her, and they took her off TV, and that killed her push.
Yeah.
So even Sonya, like, I think in the internet wrestling community, I feel like Sonya gets a bad rap, like she's not good enough, right? And so I do think that these two do need the titles, so that way they have some sort of legitimacy on their resume. And tonight is the night. So let's see what they do.
And I hope that even though you put the titles on them, because I'm a big stickler to, okay, we put the titles on them. What are those titles going to be? Okay, we put the titles on them. I don't want the titles to be cold. I want them to. I feel like there's a lot that you can do with them as champions. There's a lot of fun segments. There's a lot of fun things you can do. I hope that they realize that they have something fun here, and they play around with that, and not just go the cheap way and just like, oh, they're champs and they lose 100 times, and because after that, then the belts don't feel like nothing.
Right.
And these belts are already kind of ice cold to me. Like the women tag team titles, I would ask people, I said, do you guys really want these belts here? Because these belts never felt important. So I hope that they realize they have gold here and they continue to go in that direction of gold.
Yep. I like your sentiments. Charmaine watching us on
Me too.
Facebook says, "Do you think that Chelsea and Sonya will last as a tag team champions?" I
They're
think
gonna hold
that's
it forever.
I
They're never gonna lose it. They're gonna hold it for the rest of our time. They're gonna go through 7 phases of the MCU. They're never losing the belts.
yeah, this is I can see them holding it for a while because again, who
Mhm.
else is going to take
Right,
these titles, right? I can
right.
see as you call them K&K dance fat. No, that's what Jeff Lipman calls them. K&K dance fat.
Yeah.
Um Kaden Carter and Casey Catanzaro. What's her name now? Not Casey Catanzaro.
Katana Chance.
Katana Chance. Thank you. So I can see like them taking it because again,
Yeah.
they need tag gold to again be legitimate.
That's a good point. Yeah.
And then after that, like
There's no other tag team. There's really no other. There's really. No, I mean, there's I don't even know.
And the other one.
Yeah. That's the women tag team division is not strong at all. But
No.
I do agree with what you're saying with Katana Chance and Kaden Carter. I would give it some time, obviously, and I get that's what you're saying. Give it some time. So we're in July. I would say maybe November. I could see them dropping the titles. Let them have a little run.
Yeah. I think they're going to hold on to it for quite some time. So whether that be a few months, I mean, again, it depends on how entertaining they are, and I think who's really going to take it from them. And the only face team that I see is again Katana Chance and Kaden Carter.
It's the only team I can think of.
Guys, this is Unpopular Review. If you are just tuning in, I'm Bad Guy Jack. I'm Big Daddy Cool, and this guy is Bad Guy Jack, and we are reviewing WWE Monday Night Raw and the last week in professional wrestling. If you love wrestling, you're gonna love Unpopular Review. So please make sure you like and subscribe. If you're watching us on YouTube, please make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. If you're watching us on Facebook, please make sure you like and share the broadcast with all your wrestling friends and any family members that love wrestling. Let's catch up on some of these comments. Elvis is watching us on Facebook. What's going on, Elvis? Good to see you. He says Chris is the Karen of UPR. Chris will be on momentarily. He's running a little bit behind. What else do we have? Charmaine says, "These are my favorite hosts." Thank you, Charmaine. You are our favorite fan. I'm just
Charmaine does. She thinks she can manipulate me, but she can't. I know what she's trying to do. Because anytime she's on Tuesday, she's very rude to me, but then in person she's nice. Take a picture of me on Facebook. Don't tag me. I know what you're trying to use. You're trying to use me for clout, Marie.
Let's see. Jeffrey, what's going on? Jeffrey watching us on YouTube says this was also their first ever championships. I'm wondering how long Sonya was going to go without a title, especially when her bestie Mandy won a championship. I mean, listen, poor Sonya, again, she was due, man. I mean, you had her put in the time. She's, I think, again, very reliable. She doesn't hurt anybody. She works the WWE style as best she can. And you know who loves working with her? I don't know if you guys, again, if you're paying attention to the wrestling, you're gonna learn some stuff. This woman, Sonya DeVille, is always working with Charlotte Flair. And Charlotte, I want to say, is the one that calls her name and says, I want to work with her. I got, she does
chemistry.
Good. They got good chemistry. Absolutely. That is absolutely right. That's the word I was looking for. George also wants to add Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, and don't forget that they can defend them on all 3 brands: Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. I mean,
but that's all good. But what's the other teams though? Like, I think that was where we were trying to figure out, like, what are the other teams that they can go against? I mean, you can make a bunch of makeshift teams. That's cool, I guess. But who are these other teams? And then NXT, there was a period where they really did have a lot of women, and they still kind of got some, because there's a few I just can't think off the top of my head the names of them. But I don't know. I'm just saying there. So who's these other teams?
Yep. Yeah, there's not that many, and I think that's been a criticism of WWE for a long time. But let's see what they do, and let's see where they take these championships. Next up on this Monday Night Raw episode, we just about maybe 30 minutes ago had a segment where Shayna Baysler was in the ring wrestling, and the match was interrupted by Ronda Rousey in the audience.
Yes.
And Ronda's obviously playing the heel. I talked about this with the executive consultant last week. I think she is. I think tonight made it obvious because she's playing the chicken shit heel because Shayna was like, yo, come catch these hands.
Come see me
right
Tuesday?
Now.
Oh, okay.
She said, come down and catch these hands. And Ronda was like, nope, I'm not doing it.
Yeah. Okay. She big timed her. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. I see what you mean.
And then she threw this jab at her where she's like, I'm going to do you a favor and finally get you booked on SummerSlam. I said, oh shit, that's ice cold right there. Like,
I think you're looking at this wrong. Coolest of the daddies. I think what she did is she realized her friend wasn't going to get on the card, and she said, I'm going to get you on the card. I think she was doing really best friend stuff here so she could get a nice SummerSlam payday. I'm surprised at you for being that. You would always be the one to do this, and here I am. Yeah, I would do that. I would hope one of my friends say that to me, into my face, and say, hey, look, you're not succeeding right now, so let me just take you and get you on SmackDown. Oh my God, it's the wine kicking in. SummerSlam. And yeah, that's right there. But but it's interesting that you brought up that point. I didn't look at Ronda because Shayna was the one who turned on her. So you immediately go like, oh, Shayna's the heel. But it's cool that they go with Ronda as the heel because the crowd has always just been against Ronda. Totally. So that's a good point.
And you heard that tonight, right? Like when Shayna was like, yo, let's fight now, she gets a pop. And when she's like, yo, I'm gonna whip your ass, I'm gonna and the way that Shayna delivers the promo tonight, right? Probably one of the better promos. I'm not gonna say the best Shayna Baysler promo, but she doesn't have many, but definitely she came from the heart and she was like, yo, I do this wrestling better than you do UFC. And I was like, wow, like she's speaking some fire. She's keeping it 100. But yeah, I told Chris this last week. I'm excited for this match at SummerSlam. I think they're gonna have something that looks like a shoot fight because both of them can actually grapple.
Yes.
And they're going to come swinging.
Do you think they go to the fight pit route? Do you think they do that?
That's a good question. And we're going to see if that happens in the next week or two. Because again, SummerSlam is at the beginning of August. So we've got maybe about 2 weeks to SummerSlam. So we'll take a look. But again, I think a lot of people are sleeping on this. A lot of wrestling fans are sleeping on this match. I'm going to listen. You want to see strong style shit? Watch this match. They're gonna beat the shit out of each other.
I mean, and because I was on Twitter, I saw Michin. She said this could be match of the year. Now I don't know if it'll be match of the year, but I do agree that this is going to be a hard hitting match, and I think these girls are just going to go out there and beat the hell out of each other. I mean, these girls are not going to be holding back. So
absolutely, I agree with you, guys. Again, you are watching Unpopular Review. We are talking about the latest and greatest in professional wrestling, and sprinkling a little bit of Monday Night Raw review into the show. We're going to cut to a commercial, and on the way back, we're going to be talking about Ricochet's promos, Brock and Cody's build to SummerSlam, and LA Knight. When is this man going to win a gold title, a championship, or is even deserving of one? We're going to have that discussion on the other side of this commercial. So guys, check us out. Stay tuned, and we will be right back.
I gotta give props to Stacks because he hit one of the members of Callis with the crowbar, and then as the ref is distracted by the other person, he throws it at the guy and then falls down Eddie Guerrero style. I died laughing. I was like, "Oh my God, he's pulling an Eddie!" I'm dead.
There's one of the funnier ones that I've ever seen that do. It's always funny when Ray does it because the connection that he had with Eddie Guerrero.
That one was funny too.
But I laughed at one with Ricochet.
Ricochet did it with Cedric Alexander?
He just did. I'm gonna try to get up But if I don't get up, I might have to finish the show like this for the rest of the show. But yes, that's.
Listen, people need to stop sleeping on Ricochet. He's one of the greatest sellers ever. Compilation videos only.
I think I just torn my ACL. Oh my god.
That's Bad Guy Jack. You can catch him every Tuesday night right after NXT. He and the Wrestling Doll do a review show for NXT. Very,
and I put my body on the line for you guys for entertainment.
Absolutely, absolutely. As you saw in that commercial, on the way back, here we are joined by the executive consultant himself, Chris. How are you?
And Gordon Ramsay too.
I'm doing very, very well.
Wow, this was some magic type shit. You were just talking without moving your lips. This was wild.
I saw it. I don't know how I did it, but I'm here now. Hey, ho, ho. I don't know what's wrong. I'm wearing the wrong freaking glasses.
You got more than one pair? Oh, wow.
Yeah, those are my daughters.
Oh, Jesus.
These are the executive consultants. There we go. I feel better now.
Oh,
I felt like Dr. Octopus for a second. That was terrible. Anyway, I'm here.
Welcome.
It's good to be welcome.
Just in time to talk about Ricochet. We want to talk about Ricochet. He's got this build with Logan Paul, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this man, in the live promos, this man is still missing the beat. We talked about this last week, Chris. This week, pre-tape, he's in the back with this new backstage interviewer. What's her name? Jackie
Redmond. Jackie Redmond.
Yeah, right. Jackie Pena. That's going to be her name soon enough. And so she's interviewing Ricochet, and Ricochet's got some attitude. He's got some sweat. He's got swag. He's got some attitude. He sounds good. This man needs to stick to pre-tape promos because he's fire. Don't give him the live mic, please. Don't.
So basically, promos where he's practiced is pretty much, and he probably has more than one take available. You think he's good, is what you're saying.
Yes, thank you for paraphrasing. That's absolutely what I think. Without a doubt. Where is this comment from? I think it was Charmaine said something about
what?
Not Riddle.
Hi, Charmaine.
Riddle's buried.
What's up, Charmaine? Thank you.
There we go. Charmaine. Is Ricochet facing Logan Paul at SummerSlam? Yes, that's what they're building towards, Charmaine. No doubt about it. Whether you want to see it and the wrestling community wants to see it is another story, but obviously there's going to be a lot of spots here, and let's be real. Logan Paul's been taking some heavy L's the last few times you've seen him at pay-per-views.
This match is going to be one that's not for your technical wrestlers, but it's going to be a lot of spots in this match. I think it's going to be very entertaining.
It's going to be a spectacle. You're going to see these guys flying all over the ring. You're going to see them just do all these amazing feats. And I just wanted to piggyback on something you were saying, BDC. It was about Ricochet, Logan. He's been taking a lot of L's. That's what they have Ricochet in there for. Ricochet is somebody that he could take the L. I mean, I didn't mean to say it like that. I mean,
no, yes,
just was. No, I didn't. No, just.
This man is totally in there to take an L. They said, Ricochet, make this man.
We need somebody to lose to Logan Paul, but still make him look good in the process.
Yeah, and Ricochet's
not
that
going to be
dude.
Dolph Ziggler. It's going to be Ricochet.
Dolph Ziggler? Vince got on the phone like, Ricochet, I need you to do me a favor, buddy. Listen, pal, you're going to make Logan Paul look like $1 million here, buddy. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, you messed that up all up. First of all, he called and said, hey, how would you like to actually be on a PLE card in a one-on-one match?
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my God. But, yeah, man, I think we're going to keep talking about Ricochet and his promos for a while. But, I mean, that's definitely how I feel. Oh, Charmaine has a question, too. Charmaine wants to know, does everyone drink Prime? Which one is better, Bang or Prime? It's been a while since we talked about a good Bang.
That's
where this is going.
That's one of the most traumatic experiences I've ever had on Unpopular Review in my almost 5 years now doing this. Just talking about Bang. I've never drank either one of them, but I heard good things about Prime.
Yeah? Like what? Like it's illegal in Canada now? That's a good thing. That's what you do when you turn up. George Lewis says, of course Ricochet's got swag because he's engaged to Samantha Irvin.
Oh.
Chris, I wish he was engaged to Samantha Irvine because then that means Samantha Irvin is free and single and ready to mingle with the executive consultant.
Yeah, I was about to say, wasn't she supposed to be a future Mrs. Harris? What happened there? We're going to talk about the next future Mrs. Harris later on in the show.
Over the ring rope, and that was it.
There is reason to celebrate on this show because one of the hosts here has been recently engaged. We're going to talk about that in our wrestling news segment later on. Oh, don't act surprised, Chris. You know this is where I'm going with this.
Why did Nakamura be? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Crap out of Ciampa.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, why did that just happen? That's just on my TV.
I think he meant Ciampa. Yeah, Shinsuke was facing Bronson Reed in the ring, and Ciampa came in to beat up Bronson Reed, and I guess Shinsuke didn't take too kindly to the fact that he needed help to beat Bronson Reed.
I thought Shinsuke was releasing his frustrations and we're having to have another match with Bronson Reed.
Yeah, he's being interviewed by Byron Saxon.
In
the back. What? Who is this? This is not Jackie Redmond. Why are we looking at this woman?
No.
I wanted somebody that looks better than Jackie Redmond.
Oh, and another future Mrs. Harris?
Hold on. Does Shinsuke just turn heel?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Again, Shinsuke is the new Andre. Is the new.
You don't say.
I was gonna call Andre.
You about to say Andre? Like what?
Shinsuke is totally.
You can't say that. Shinsuke's been a babyface for 2 years now.
Has he?
He's been a babyface for 2 years now, and so I can't say he's just turned. He's turning back and forth, but I don't think him turning heel is a good move right now.
I wouldn't have done it.
All right.
Was that Prime?
It's iced coffee. Definitely not Prime.
I don't blame you.
Brock and Cody. Let's talk about that. The build to SummerSlam is starting to heat up, right? I feel like thus far it's been a little slow, little slow to simmer, but we're starting to get hot. Things are starting to boil.
It's pretty hot out here.
Tonight, live in Atlanta, WWE sent out Cody Rhodes to start the show. Very hot start, big pop for the hometown hero. This man says, introduces mom. Hey, my mom's out here, and he gets all choked up. Then he walks out. He's gonna go, leave. Starts, kissing babies on the way out, waving, and all of a sudden he gets beat up in the back, and then gets tossed out by one Brock Lesnar. And Cody, I guess, issued a challenge like, "Hey, I'll fight you at SummerSlam," and Brock accepts. In his Brock way, he completely washes this man. If it wasn't for Cody Rhodes, like, let's say if this happened to, let's say, I don't know, Matt Riddle, I'd say he'd be buried. But, Cody Rhodes is obviously going to win. So your thoughts on the build for Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar Part 3? Bad Guy Jack.
I knew this thing was going to happen. Him getting beat up in front of his mother. I love wrestling history because wrestling history is just weird, right? So I was like, hey, this ain't the first time Brock just beat somebody up in front of his mother. And I thought about Zach Gallen in 2003 because Brock just don't care. Oh, your mother is there? Here, she can scrape up your limbs.
Yep.
What do I think about this segment? It was what it needed to be. Good. He got his ass kicked in Atlanta, Georgia. That puts more heat on Brock Lesnar. Like, oh, look, I beat up Georgia's favorite son.
Yep.
I mean, let's be real. What Georgia really like? Yeah, I got the Braves. Like, yeah, act them come down. But him getting beat up in front of his mother. I thought it was great heat. I thought it was tremendous. The mother sold it very well, and yeah, I mean, like you said, at SummerSlam, Cody with the heart of Georgia, it's going to beat Brock Lesnar and Martin Luther King too.
Chris, can I ask you a serious question? You're a father. I'm a father. Obviously, Dusty Rhodes passed away, so he can't be there in person. What kind of mom shows up in the front row and doesn't wear this man's his own merch? What's going on? She must not love his. She must not love her son.
Just like Sami
Zayn's wife doesn't care about him because she didn't wear any.
I don't know what's up with you. You expect everybody to sit in the front row and wear the person's merch.
Yeah, of course. How you gonna not love?
I want to talk about the travesty that was this first segment of Monday Night Raw. I want to talk about first of all how many times Cody Rhodes, even though granted he hasn't done it in a while, but how many times do I have to see Cody Rhodes come out here and do the hold back tears face? It's really annoying. He keeps doing like this. He gets this look like he's about to sneeze. It's kind of annoying. But anyway, that being said, don't you think he deserved the ass whooping that he got? Or am I the only one? As Unpopular Review said it on Twitter earlier today, Cody got what he deserved. Cody screwed Cody faster than Brett screwed Brett. He heard Brock Lesnar's music. What? What did I say?
Keep talking.
Cody heard Brock Lesnar's music and proceeded to walk to the Tron and then stopped. So you would think he realized, hey, I got a reprieve. Instead, the music hits again and he goes to the back. He deserved to get his ass whooped at that point. Because why would you go to the back and you have did anybody ever see Star Wars? Right?
No, I value my time.
Brock
now.
had the high ground. Okay? like you go around the corner, you don't know what's about over there. But yes, it is a 6'3", 280-pound alpha male there. Yeah, I'm surprised that chair that got thrown wasn't you. So he deserved all of that he got and more. Hey, and plus Atlanta popped for Brock Lesnar. Everybody props when they hear Brock Lesnar music, whether it's cheer for him or not.
Yeah,
he got what he deserved. He screwed himself.
I think it's disappointing that Brock didn't come out to his original music.
Which one?
Chris, you know what? You convinced me.
This is why you put it on the docket to talk about today. Just so you can play that clip.
You convinced me, my friend. You know what? Cody did deserve that ass kicking. Going back to my comment about the merch, I thought Cody's mom must not love him. She must love Goldust a lot more because she's not wearing his shirt at ringside. But I guess the truth and the fact
you are aware that she is not Goldust's mom
because he ain't get mom a freebie.
He's going to finish this. He's going to finish this.
You can tell.
He didn't give his mom a freebie shirt, and Brock's just whipping his ass because he's a bad son.
The silence is so wide.
So rude.
I am tried of Cody and Brock. I'm tried too. Let me tell you something, okay?
Don't be rude.
Can you put the picture back up of Charmaine? I want to know, where is she, like in an IKEA living room? What is going on here?
Oh my goodness.
Are you on the set of Roseanne? What?
You know what?
Oh, not Roseanne.
You better stop talking about her living room before she tries you too. Look,
you guys
that's how they always use family members for heel heat. Well, Finn Balor, guys, with Seth freaking Rollins versus Finn Balor for the World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam. You know what my wish was that I didn't get? They did not have this match again because I did not want to see this match. I think SummerSlam's card is looking phenomenal except for one match. This match. I don't need to see it again. Big Daddy Cool, what kind of iced coffee you're drinking?
Just black.
Ding dong, you're raw, Chris. Why did I highlight that? Laugh. Jeffrey says she had on red, white, and blue American Nightmare merch.
No, she didn't.
And Todd says, hi, what's going on?
What's up, Todd?
You hear that, Jeff? No, she didn't.
No, she didn't.
Don't be rude to Jeffrey.
Don't be rude. Show me a picture of her in her red, white, and gear.
You should do a females promo battle.
You should do a females. No, Charmaine. I think we lost that one ever since you did the last promo battle. Guys, let's talk about the reason for the season, right? The caption of today's show is, no, it's not. Who is this? Why are you throwing up pictures of young Kamala Harris?
You said let's talk the reason for the season. You're not going to insult Miss Jackson like that.
I don't know who you're talking about. Who is this lady? School me. Who is this?
She is an NXT superstar.
Who?
Jakara, I think her name is.
I don't know who she is. I don't know.
Jakarta Jackson.
Is she part of that new faction?
All right, Miss Frizzle.
With the British guy that's got like
No, I'm Dar. Yeah.
They're calling.
No, he is with Noam Dar. What are you talking about?
It's Noam Dar, and then there's another guy that looks like he's Hubie from Spider-Man.
Oh my god! That was great.
This came out looking like Hobie. Was it Hobie from Spider-Man?
Yeah.
You can't.
That is absolutely him. I can see him saying, by the way, I quit.
You know,
he's like, no, I'm da. What's going on?
Dominic and Damian were setting up the championship match, Damian, of course, had to hold up his briefcase because that's what they do.
Yeah, you don't know. He can cash in anytime. Of course, he's not going to cash in now because this is already a championship match.
It's already a championship match. But Kevin Owens who kept saying, what are you showing the briefcase for? Nobody cares about the briefcase. It's not about the briefcase. I really wanted to take that clip and put it all out there tonight because I say that every single week when they have to show that briefcase. And I'm going to mention this. On SmackDown, Iyo Sky was annoying to me. Or Sky, what the hell you want to call her? It was annoying
I'm glad you finally came to your senses. I've been saying this for like the last 5 years of Iyo Sky. Nobody cares about Eeyore. She's boring.
Iyo Sky is not boring.
Yes, she is. Nobody cares about Eeyore Shirai. Everybody on the internet is lying. Everybody she deserves to win. No, she doesn't. What has she done?
Yes, she does. What was your favorite part of Raw? Let me tell you my favorite part of Raw. Can I tell you my favorite part of Raw? Would you like my favorite part of Raw? I would like to tell about that. So there was a backstage segment.
Was that David?
No, it's my.
Yeah. The one with Jackie Redmond.
It was Jackie Redmond was there, but it was Rhea Ripley and two
Jackie
people
Redmond.
I can't remember their names.
Raquel.
And Liv Morgan, right? And Liv Morgan started talking that yakety yak, and Rhea Ripley just fed butter. Never been such a big fan of Rhea Ripley in my life. And when she did that,
I was going to say, what a turn. What a turn.
I was doing the Daniel Bryan yes chant when she headbutted.
Did you just freeze? Okay.
Liv Morgan. Love it. Love.
George Lewis says, Iyo Sky is going to be a champion. No, she's not. Please.
What is your beef with? I want to ask what your beef is, but I realize we'll be here all night.
Everybody bigs her up so she does a fucking moonsault off of shit. Who gives a so? You know who else does moonsault? Sammy Guevara. You don't get no goddamn.
I thought he was going to say the Great Muta.
The Great Muta does moonsault. Everybody does a moonsault. I think if Fabulous Moolah was wrestling right now, she'd be doing a goddamn moonsault.
Charlotte.
Yeah, turn it to dust.
Oh, she's the emperor. What do they call her? The Sky Princess?
No, the
Empress who I don't know.
No, you're messing me up. Hold on. We go. The Genius of the Sky, damn it.
Genius
of
the Sky.
Yes.
What is she flying in a blimp? What is she called? The Genius of the Sky. That's a dumb nickname. This is how you know Vince ain't around because that's
Charmaine's letting you know that she was in the TV show Friends.
I was at the museum. Oh, see, I told you it looked like a sitcom living room.
They're called metaphors.
Yeah, you said Roseanne. Great job. I love that, Roseanne.
Seth is attacking Finn Balor right now. I know it's a cheat.
Don't tell Shay.
Iyo Sky is going to be champion. I agree with you. And Raquel Rodriguez and Rhea Ripley for the WWE Women's World Championship.
I don't.
It's for the Women's World Championship at SummerSlam. I'm looking forward to it. These two have great chemistry because they're very good friends outside. If you're good friends, y'all seem to love beating the hell out of each other in the wrestling ring.
Chris, nobody likes Iyo Sky.
I don't even know why we're mentioning Iyo.
You just flashed this comment again. I think you're triggering me.
Iyo Sky is one of the champions.
You know that this woman triggers me, and here you are setting me up again, bringing her up. Why are you doing this, Chris?
Iyo Sky is going to be a champion.
No, she's not. Stop.
She is your next.
Just because you can say that multiple times that is going to happen. No, it's not.
She's going to win.
She's not going to win. Asuka's going to punch her face off her face.
Asuka is probably going to get kicked by.
I mean, wait. When does this become a whole game of Mortal Kombat? She's going to punch her face off her face? What?
You can't wait till she spits in her face. That you know how Iyo Shirai is going to get entertained, be entertaining when Asuka spits in her face. That's when she'll be entertaining.
That was my favorite part of Raw tonight. I also want to give a shout out to the Alpha Academy. I know you're not a fan of the Alpha Academy, but I am a huge fan.
No. Hold on.
Here we go.
Let's correct this. Last week we got into this. You buried poor Maxine Dupree, and tonight did you see that table spot she took? Come on,
she took a table spot.
She took a table spot like a champ, like a pro.
She's
not that good. She's a very attractive woman, but she's not that good.
She's getting her reps in. Give her some time. I don't think she was awful. I don't think she's as awful as you making her sound. You make her sound like you did.
I said she's not that good. I didn't make it sound awful. She's just not that good.
Do you like?
I think she just
take away her outfit. Yeah, there you go. Steve is bringing highlights to what everybody likes.
You know how I know Vince is still around when you don't need to see Vince, when she's got this singlet that says "shoosh," but the O's are really big and right by her boobs. you know Vince is still around.
But Alpha Academy is, in my opinion, the most underrated tag team in wrestling. They are not mentioned when it comes to best tag teams out there, and they have been great, and they've always been great.
Yeah,
I agree with half of that statement. I agree with Chad Gable is amazing. Tonight you saw him do a German suplex to
the big one. I think it was Ivory.
The really fat Viking.
I almost said Ivysaur. Ivory.
You know how I know we're back in business? Because I'm hearing fat shaming.
That's what he is. He's the big. Oh, I'm sorry. The rotund one. What would you prefer that one?
I have 2 words for you. 2 words. Eddie Kingston.
Shoosh.
Look. Shoosh. Eddie Kingston is the 2 words. Look.
You can't tell me that this man is not like he just. Come on, it was a feat of strength. You had Chad Gable German suplex the big guy, and then you had Kevin Patrick go, "Oh my gosh."
Ivar.
Would you get off of Kevin? Thank you. Would you get off of Kevin Patrick? The man is fine. Okay.
I can't.
I don't know if he's
man.
fine.
This man, nobody needs to be put on the unemployment line faster than him.
That's not
true. Kevin Patrick is god awful.
You
know who's more boring than Iyo Sky? Kevin Patrick. Let's talk about somebody that's not boring. Let's talk about LA Knight. Yeah. This guy has had a meteoric rise to popularity. This man cut a promo on SmackDown and already within the weekend's got 4 million views. Everybody is calling for this man to win Money in the Bank. Did not win Money in the Bank.
Didn't need it.
Damian Priest wins Money in the Bank. Chris just said he didn't need to win Money in the Bank. Everybody wants this man to win gold in WWE. Do we think, I guess, first let's talk about, does he need a title, right? Earlier we talked about, does Sonya DeVille and Chelsea Green need the championship gold? Some talent need the gold to get over, and some people need to put over the gold. Chris, your thoughts?
I think LA Knight actually needs to go after that United States Championship. First of all, it's considered all the singles championship right now the most uninteresting. And that's no discredit to Austin Theory. I just don't think it's his time right now. But I think a few LA Knight can actually be a good test to LA Knight to see how he would be in a higher field, because as soon as he wins a title, that's probably when the fans are going to turn on him. So can he keep the momentum? Can he keep the heat? That's what we need to see. And a feud between him and Austin Theory, I think, would just be really entertaining going in to SummerSlam.
Bad guy.
You asked the question, does he need the championship? And sometimes that's hard for me to answer. Does he need it? Only thing I can really say is right now he's hot. He's red hot. You do want to put a championship on him. He's not going to be beating Roman Reigns. He's not going to be, I don't see right now. If he had Money in the Bank, I could have saw him cashing in on Seth Rollins, but obviously that route ain't happening. The executive, he mentioned Austin Theory as United States champion, and he's been the coldest of all the champions. Just his booking has sucked. So, yeah, I can see him going for the United States Championship. He's got a match this week. It's a fatal 4-way. I see him winning. I see him beating – I forgot who won last week. Santos Escobar, right? I see him beating Santos, going to SummerSlam, or if it's not SummerSlam, because sometimes they don't even put these matches on the mat, the card, the pay-per-view itself. They'll put it on the SmackDown before. So I'm just saying I can see him going for the United States Championship as well.
We got a lot of comments coming in. George says LA Knight for U.S. champion. We had Todd saying Knight should unify all the belts. Chris?
All the belts?
Should LA Knight unify all the belts?
Now the question, like I said, we don't even know if he's able to keep up momentum when he wins the championship. Fans turn on people very, very fast when they reach their ending. If LA Knight can have that championship and still make his run and the title run entertaining, I think LA Knight is a good possibility to challenge Roman Reigns at a later date for your World Universal Championship.
Wow.
You said, wait, I'm sorry, wait.
sorry, Jack. When you say at a later date, do you mean 3 months, 6 months after WrestleMania? What
I think if his title reign for the U.S. Championship, if he gets it, is entertaining enough, he is a possibility to win the Royal Rumble.
Wow.
Big praise. I don't see it.
People compare him to Stone Cold and The Rock for a couple of reasons. He mimics his style a little bit. He's influenced by him. You can tell that. This reminds me of Stone Cold Steve Austin's run in 1997, going into the Royal Rumble in the 1980 and winning the World Championship. It can be that way if he can keep the momentum. And right now, WWE fans have not been this hot in a long time. They've been behind people.
So you think that if he keeps this momentum up, if he keeps this steam up, he might win, LA Knight might win the Royal Rumble in 2024 and punch his ticket to WrestleMania?
I think it's a possibility.
And then what happens to Cody Rhodes?
Who?
What? Cody Rhodes. American Nightmare.
Why do we even mention Cody Rhodes?
Because he needs to finish the story.
We're talking about what story? There are plenty of people who never won a world championship. I don't understand this finishing the story crap. All he has to do is beat somebody for the world championship. It could be him versus Gunther for the world heavyweight title.
Wow. Jack, not feeling it?
I don't think it's the same. I don't think it's the same.
It's a world championship.
You know,
never been world champion.
When you say world champion, you mean the one on Raw, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I listen to words, and so when I hear Cody and he's going to these press conference and all this stuff, and he's sitting there saying, my story's not done. I'm trying to win the championship. My father never won. And you could say the World Heavyweight Championship. Fine, I understand that. But he's not talking about that title. He's not looking at that title. And that's why I sit here and go, like, I just keep, because even with a friend I talk with, and he was sitting there saying Jay should be the one to beat Roman for the all 3 belts, right? Because he got 3 belts at this point, right? And I'm like, no, it doesn't. It's not the same. It's like it's gonna be Cody. I just don't see them turning. They're gonna change for Cody. I just don't see that. That's all. I just don't see that.
I just don't. Mm-hmm. For that logic, the Roman Reigns has what championship?
Huh?
What title does Roman Reigns have?
He has the WWE United States was it undisputed heavyweight championship? I don't know. It's a long one.
Universal Championship. Dusty Rhodes didn't have an opportunity to win the Universal Championship because the title didn't exist. The same thing with the World Heavyweight Championship. I don't see the difference.
Wow. So Chris, would, in your logic, in your fantasy booking right now, July is a far stretch from January. Mm-hmm. So anything can happen, injuries, heat, pushes, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. We've seen in the past where certain superstars get steam heading into WrestleMania season. Mm-hmm. Daniel Bryan, Kofi Kingston, and they edge their way into the main event of WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't supposed to happen. Mm-hmm. You think that there is an outside shot right now that LA Knight edges his way into it and quite possibly either faces Seth or faces Roman or maybe even a triple threat?
No, Cody Rhodes needs to be taken out of the equation. Cody Rhodes is a Raw superstar. LA Knight is a SmackDown superstar. LA Knight is increasing in popularity each and every single week. Now, that could just be because people want to be on the Brady's train or people are generally interested in LA Knight. That's why you have him go after the United States Championship to build and see where that interest lies. But if his popularity continues at the trajectory that is doing right now, and he gets the numbers that he is doing, because realistically speaking, this may be unpopular, I don't care, but Cody Rhodes does not get the kind of numbers that the Bloodline get or LA Knight gets.
And when you say that,
go ahead.
No, I was going to say, and when you say that, you're talking about like YouTube views and stuff like that?
Correct. They count.
But here's my question. What is the merch like? I know Bloodline is killing it, but what is LA Knight's merch still? Because I have heard Cody was killing it.
Now, according to the rumors, LA Knight was in the top 5 last month. Now, that's a possibility. I don't know. They don't release them like that. However, Here's the thing. When WWE talks about stuff, right? Mm-hmm. When they talk and they tout stuff, they tout their attendance and they tout their impressions on social media. LA Knight was out there for 2 minutes, and I will tell you right now, I listened to LA Knight promo many a times on Friday. He ain't saying not a darn no thing, nothing memorable, right?
Right.
But I watched it multiple times because he's captivating, he's charismatic. I'm not saying Cody Rhodes is not. Cody Rhodes is very charismatic. But we've been with the Cody Roman thing, been there, done that. Would we like to see Cody Rhodes win the world title? Yes, but you can still have him finish the story with the world championship. If you tell it correctly, WWE's proven that they can tell the story out the drop of their hat. You can still go there. A Cody Rhodes in that entrance and a Seth Rollins in that entrance for the world title, I think will be very entertaining. And it really will be entertaining. LA Knight is on the trajectory. You need to go ahead and pull the trigger.
I don't know, man. I think if we were to follow your booking, I think a lot of the internet wrestling community
they're gonna whine anyway. That's what they do.
Get pissed off because it's Cody that's supposed to finish the story. And they would say it's a disgrace. I hate Vince. I hate WWE. Typical WWE. You know, I think that it would backfire tremendously. Like to dick over Cody 2 times. Like I invested a whole extra year into this story.
Yeah.
And then you didn't finish it again? Oh no. Like people would they would light shit on fire.
They were ready to do that this year when he didn't win. They were ready to. There's someone. We were in Chicago. We saw a flipped car, but then I realized we were in Chicago. But you know, all this stuff about Cody, right? And I also think about this too. I think so LA Knight, right? I get it. He's red hot. He got the momentum and all that stuff. But I also look at Cody, right? I believe you mentioned a lot of things that WWE, they were like this, they like the numbers, social media, all this stuff, right? But they also like the guys that they know that they can send out to not only just media, but for the kids. Cody is somebody for the kids. And I think that's another thing that plays in the back of my head. Not to say LA Knight couldn't be great. I think LA Knight is phenomenal, but he's not a baby face. He's not the guy you send you know, to a little kid's what do they do? Like they go to the schools or something like that. Yeah. I'm just saying I don't know if he's that guy, and that's not to take away and say like, oh, he's not talented or anything like that. But you know, they love their baby faces. That's why they kept John Cena for 18 years, 17 years straight and stuff. I'm just saying I think that's what they look at Cody as, that next John Cena, and then you have LA Knight who can be. I mean, I would say like Randy Orton, because Randy Orton was like a mean number 2, I would say. Or maybe Batista, because right, Batista was number 2, but Randy was like number 2, I would say.
Yeah, but I mean, let's face it. I mean, WWE is in a good spot to have this much talent that's over. I mean, you just watched Monday Night Raw end, and
the Judgment Day loses again, as always.
Judgment Day loses again, but it was a hell of a match. This crowd looked like they loved this match. They were way behind Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. And I think it was legit. I think people thought, you know, there could be a possibility that Dom and Damian eke a victory out, but they didn't.
I'll say this also, Sami and Kevin, since winning those tag team titles, have not had a bad match. Every single tag team match I've seen them in has been really good.
I was going to ask that. How do you guys feel about them as champion? Because a lot of people are kind of like, well, they won the titles and they haven't done anything, or if they feel cold about it. But how do you feel about their run so far?
I think the run's been fine.
Yeah, I think the run's been fine. I mean, these guys, Sammy's still super over. Maybe not as much as when he was kind of facing Roman, but you saw tonight in the promo, like they get the people going, like they get them worked up. And listen, that's what you want in your baby faces, right? And
it's just that I feel like they sat out pretty much for Money in the Bank. And I don't see them facing anybody at SummerSlam. I think those tag team titles will not be defended. I don't think Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens will be at SummerSlam.
I mean, why not run back Damian Priest and Dominic Mysterio? You got Finn Balor. You already got Finn Balor booked with Seth, but you don't have Dom and Damian doing anything.
But here's my question: you do that, right? And how do you book that match? But Judgment Day loses again?
No, I think they win.
I guess you could go that route because I keep in the back of my head they're gonna kick out Damian. I almost said Damian Wayne. Yeah, they're gonna kick out Damian Wayne, but Damian Priest, they're gonna kick him out. But I can see that then they keep them as a group for a unit for an extended period of time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Mars Jackson watching us on YouTube. What's going on, Mars? Says LA Knight is the best thing going in WWE. We just wrapped up a conversation about LA Knight and his
Good one,
push
too.
and the executive consultant down here booked him to win the 2024 Royal Rumble and possibly cost Cody.
I did not book him.
No, you did. You fantasy booked it. That's what we just did. That's what that's called.
A possible way they can go if LA Knight can keep the momentum. I'm not saying he will or he will not, but if he does, that is something that they should definitely consider because I think LA Knight's mic skills. Let's remember when he started first getting over. It wasn't when he changed from Max Dupree to LA Knight. It was during his feud with Bray Wyatt, where Bray Wyatt should have crushed him and kind of did, but on the mic did not.
Crush him.
LA Knight,
you mean that?
Okay. On the microphone, when he's during his feud, LA Knight was gaining momentum and gaining popularity because people say, hey, he can go. And that's when people started noticing him, and he just kept shooting up from there. So if he continues to do that regular trajectory, yes, that's a possibility he can win the Royal Rumble. That's something they should look at. But do I think it's going to happen? No, I think fans are going to turn on. That's just what they do.
Wow. You think fans are? I mean, listen, fans are fickle. They could very well turn on.
Daniel Bryan called it.
But I think that's the hard part with WWE is, I think Jack made a great point. Like you WWE books to sell merch to kids, and LA Knight is that's Cody Rhodes' gimmick right now, not LA Knight. LA Knight is for the adults, right?
He's pretty much like the Stone Cold in a way. Like he's like the Stone Cold. Cody is the John Cena. They're like two different characters. And
one thing I can definitely say is that what Cody has over LA Knight, besides the interest music, is the fact that Cody is actually very good in the ring. And LA Knight, I haven't seen anything that made me wow yet.
A what?
I have not seen a wow match out of him. Like I haven't seen. Oh damn!
He's not. Good. But he's not that kind of wrestler. He's not that kind of wrestler. I've said that for a while because I've always. I mean, my favorite wrestler is Bret Hart, so obviously I like wrestling. But I never understood why he had Gordon Ramsay in the back. I heard all that pots and pans and stuff like that, jerk. But all I'm saying is that he's never did it for me in the ring. But as time went on, I appreciate his mic work, and I could accept like, hey, he's not the flashiest guy in the ring. He's just gonna punch you, kick, and hit you with that finisher. What is it called? The boff, or I don't know what it's called. It's like a diamond cutter, but nah.
I remember Eli Drake having like some good matches in TNA, Impact, whatever you want to call it. Don't ask me to count them off because I don't watch Impact like that. But I definitely remember people saying Eli Drake can go both in the ring and on the mic. Guys, if you're watching Unpopular Review, we're talking about wrestling, Monday Night Raw, LA Knight, pretty much all over the gamut. We're going to be talking about AEW in a little bit, along with Bayley being injured and probably the hottest free agent in professional wrestling. We're going to be talking about that momentarily.
Who for Tucarera?
Once we get no La Parka.
It should be Kota Ibushi.
Right. Chris, we got another commercial coming up. We got another one to roll. All right, let's hit one. Guys, this is Unpopular Review. Again, if you haven't already done so, please make sure you like and subscribe. If you're watching us on YouTube, and please make sure you like and share. If you're watching us on Facebook, we're going to come back after this short commercial break, talk more wrestling. See you on the other side.
Let me show you something. Okay, this is my jug of water. Right?
It's disgusting.
We'll call this Keith Lee. This little guy here is Darby Allin. Right? Now watch this. Okay, this I wasn't good in science class. I wasn't, but watch this. Okay. For all y'all,
what? What was that?
For all that to this, see, let's try this again. This is Darby Allin. This is Keith Lee. All right, you see how that bounce? Let's do it again. Let's do it again, right? Let's do it again. Oh, okay, right? Takes away from the match for me. All right.
Let the record show that John Silver has a clean win over Keith Lee. It can be done.
John Silver actually is,
and he's He's like he's a little bit beefier, but he's still a small guy.
No, the beefiness. Pause. The beefiness. Size matters.
No. Not when the discrepancy is still large. Like, you can be big, but if someone's still way bigger than you, it really doesn't matter.
Orange Cassidy, Darby Allin, the limitless one. Okay, now watch both of them. All right, that's what should have happened, and it didn't happen.
That clip gets me every time. Oh, there's Keith Lee. Keith Lee is shown up. You're on mute. I can't hear you.
But to this day, I don't understand it. Whatever. Join us every single Wednesday, immediately after AEW Dynamite. Myself, the Sheriff, as well as these silent, as we bring you AEW Dynamite review along with a little bit of AEW Collision and AEW Rampage. Speaking of AEW, we have some AEW conversation coming up. Do we not, Big Daddy?
We do. I think it's time for wrestling news. Breaking news. This latest and greatest in the wrestling news.
Bitch, shut up before I kick you in the face again. Nobody gives a damn about that karate shit.
Who did that to Dave Meltzer? Like, what the hell was that?
On this, that's his house. This is this man's house. This man is always, talking about star ratings and his news. So I thought, you know what? Let me put him on the graphic for the wrestling news.
I want to see AEW Collision's ratings next Saturday, not next Saturday, the Saturday after next, because SummerSlam is going to be on. And I just really want to see how that's going to affect AEW Collision's ratings.
AEW Collision is going to be deleted very soon. Let's start off by talking about Don Callis. AEW lent Kenny Omega, Don Callis to AAA, and AAA had a big show over the weekend. Omega was fighting Hijo del Vikingo, I believe. And then, I'm a little shaky on the news, but I guess people legit in Mexico, they really buy into their people.
It's real to them. Yep.
It's real to them. And so Don Callis legit got attacked by a AAA fan. This is wild. But my thing is, was Don Callis in the corner of Hijo del Vikingo, or was he in the corner of Kenny Omega? And isn't that against kayfabe? What is going on?
No, I think.
What? Chris?
He was in the corner of Vikino.
Who?
Whoever the guy's name is. He was in that guy's corner. Whatever. He was in that guy's corner, and they were filming the angle. The guy got one of the fans got upset and began to try to choke him out. Now, granted, Don Callis has a very punchable face, and I think next to Dominic Mysterio, he is as far as heat, gives the most heat in wrestling. It's really between him and Dominic. I don't know. Sometimes I'm watching Dynamite and I'm listening to Don Callis. I'm like, oh, he got it. Then I turn on Raw, like today, and I'm like, no, I think Dom got it. It is really tough out there. But what a world we live in where it's that difficult to figure out who has the most heel heat between these two. Because these two are really, really heated. And not for nothing, when Roman's Roman gets a lot of heat too.
He does, but at least Roman and Dom put butts in seats. Don Callis ain't putting no butts in those seats. Don Callis is a manager. I
don't know if he's putting butts in seats, but the reaction that he's getting in a time where a lot of wrestlers wish they can get that kind of heat, I gotta commend him for that. Because there was one episode, I forgot what it was, and Tony Schiavone was trying to interview him, and they just wouldn't let him talk to the point where he says, "What am I supposed to do?" I thought that was great. I just thought that was really, really great.
Yeah, but Dom he's so loud that sometimes the rest of the judgment may have to get on the microphone to finish what he was trying to say because they won't let him speak.
That's fantastic.
And then, like today, when Damian got on the microphone to say his part, they booed him because he started talking about Dominic Mysterio. It's really, really tough.
Dom is good at generating heat, man. I think this is he's gonna be the guy that takes that title from Seth Rollins and not Gunther. Nobody looking for Gunther. Next up is we have a new champion in professional wrestling, besides obviously who we spoke about earlier in Sonya DeVille and Chelsea Green, we have Trinity, formerly known as Naomi. Here she is with her sisters. Team Bad. Mercedes Moné and Tamina Snuka.
The last Snuka.
Very happy here about Trinity winning. Honestly, I thought that she should have had a harder battle to the top. I feel like she just signed with Impact.
Sure.
I feel like she signed with Impact like, I don't know, 2 months ago.
Not that long ago. Yeah.
And now she's the world champ. Like, she should have had to struggle a little bit, like go through some heads. Like, Impact has some pretty good women's wrestlers. You think of Jordan Grace, obviously
she's gone.
Oh, she's gone? Well, then maybe not. But
no, you have Deonna Purrazzo. You have some talent there. I get what you're saying. I think it's one of those what do you do situations, right? So I get what you're saying, and I think that's a great point. Like, hey, she don't have to win that's how I felt about Cody. I was like, Cody doesn't have to win on his first go at Roman. You can have a rematch later on. He just doesn't have to win in the first go. I get that. I think for them, they just wanted to hit when the iron was hot. Right now, everyone with Naomi. She's getting a lot of buzz. They know it, and they know that she's bringing in. I want to say numbers. I don't follow numbers. I'm not a number guy, but I feel like they know that she brings in an audience, and they said, "Let's put that title on her right now."
Yeah,
that's the assumption I got, though.
No, I think you called it right there. I think that's exactly what they were looking for, to just generate some buzz, get people to tune in, some old WWE heads. Hey, let me see what Naomi's doing. But I don't know. I don't think that it works for a short pop, but
yeah,
nothing
for the long run. I get what you're saying. The long run, I get that.
Impact Wrestling knew what their cash cow was, and they're trying to get as much out of it and milk as much out of it as possible. Now, I agree with you. I didn't think that she should have won it. I think she should have had a short feud first. She had something with Giselle Shaw and her little people. So what?
You know what? Earlier when I was talking about Chad Gable suplexing Ivar, the fat Viking, you said that I was fat shaming. And now we're talking about Trinity, and you just called her a cow. How is that different?
Wow.
I did not call her a cow.
Yes, you did. You said that that's Impact's cow.
My exact words was that's Impact Wrestling's cash cow, meaning when we were talking about putting butts and feet, that's what Naomi was.
They should milk her. Holy Christ. What?
I'm not going to lie. What just happened here right now, what you did, executive, is already in the dirt sheets. I already just saw my phone going off that you called her a cow, so that's messed up.
I didn't call her a cow. I said that's their cash cow, meaning she brings in the money.
Wow. I mean, listen, if they were going to milk Trinity, I'd definitely pay the $40 for the pay-per-view to watch that.
Anyway, so I would have had her feud with Giselle Shaw and her faction for a pay-per-view or two, and then the next pay-per-view have her face Deonna Purrazzo, but have some shenanigans to have another match which she would.
What is? I'm sorry, because I'm just getting back into Impact. Where's Mickie James?
Mickie James took some time off. She'll be back in next month, but because that's going to be another money feud. But
that's what I was going to.
Speaking of which, and I think this is a good time to plug, Impact Wrestling Review Show, UPR just started last Thursday, going to continue with this Thursday. UPR Impact Review Show immediately after Impact on Thursday, every single Thursday, with yours truly, the executive consultant, along with a new co-host I hired just for Impact Wrestling, and occasionally Bad Guy Jack will join us.
I thought I got fired. I was going to say, did I just get fired?
No.
A new team.
Yeah, that would be stupid.
Impact Wrestling host. Wow.
I know.
Is it
No! No!
Is it it's not Tessa? Is her name Tessa?
Why would I hire a Tessa Blanchard?
She's not doing nothing.
She just had a match a couple weeks ago, and a promotion down here.
Jeffrey says Tasha Steelz is coming back and has her eye on her too. Okay, Tasha Steelz.
Good for her.
Tasha's gonna go for that Impact Championship. All right, very good. Well, there you go. So that's the latest on Trinity. Congrats to Trinity.
Congrats to Trinity. Congrats to Chelsea Green. Congrats to Sonya DeVille. Very good tag team. Unpopular Review said it on Twitter earlier. I really believe what he said is correct. Or she. What is so funny? What is so funny?
Yeah, because you're so good. Like, I was trying to figure out. Over. I know, right? Like, I was laughing. And even when someone put a tweet, tell me what I'm telling lies. I said, when the hell did we hire CM Punk? Just, what are you talking about? So, and then when he goes, oh, and by the way, on Unpopular Review Twitter, just say you did it, dog.
It wasn't.
What the hell was that?
The executive consultant didn't do any tweets. But Unpopular Review did.
I've never heard Unpopular Review get their tweets over like this as much as you did. Just put yourself over right now before we have a Dark Side of the Ring episode.
My Twitter handler did not do any tweets today.
My Twitter handler.
But Unpopular Review said that Sonya DeVille and Chelsea Green could possibly be one of the. What is so funny? I'm trying to tell you what our affiliate said. And
go ahead. Our affiliate. Go ahead.
Was it a dog that was mad?
They said they could possibly be one of the greatest tag teams in wrestling history, women tag team. And I agree with that person. I think if they are done correctly, they will go down as one of the greatest women tag team champions of all time.
These two?
Only you. Only you, Steve.
The greatest tag team?
Hey, you know what? Roman Reigns has a before picture. Charlotte has one. Rhea Ripley has one.
I'm just laughing at you two argue. So I'm just here for you guys to argue. Go ahead.
You are on something tonight, man. Wow.
It's water.
I can't. Oh, Keith Lee? The Limitless one. Yes, I see the Limitless one. Without a doubt. Wow. George is...
Don't follow him in the back alley.
You got him laughing.
Georgia must have looked at his football team. Look, all I'm telling you, right, is they are going to go down. They the way they went to get the championship, I thought was impressive. So.
All right.
All clean victories.
All right. Next up, I want to talk about AEW. The Owen Tournament that culminated this past Saturday with the on Collision. We had Tony Khan, my favorite
Booker,
my second favorite owner of professional wrestling. Came out with
here we go.
Martha Hart.
Now you know this is going to be one effed up picture.
and this man.
Oh, that was hilarious.
This man came out and he, gave the trophies to Willow Nightingale.
Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's Charmaine's friend.
Charmaine's friend is Willow Nightingale. That's right. Mm-hmm. I'm sure that she was in the friend's living room with Charmaine as well.
You didn't see her in the front row?
No, I didn't see her in the front row. I mean,
I did.
It'd be hard to miss her. But yeah, so congratulations to Willow Nightingale and congratulations to Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks turns a little bit heel on CM Punk. Chris, since you do an AEW review show and I don't bother wasting the precious seconds of my life with watching that god-awful wrestling trash AEW, can you please school me on this?
I don't know why Willow Nightingale won. Doesn't make sense to me. I think that was a bad move. I wouldn't have went with Richard Starks either, but that makes more sense to me than Willow Nightingale. It should have been Ruby Soho. Ruby Soho.
I agree.
I just don't get it at Willow Nightingale. I mean, I know some people like her for reasons I don't understand. I'm not saying she's bad. I'm not saying she's untalented, but I just don't see where I just don't see the future in her AEW. You know, maybe she's a future NWA Women's Champion.
Okay. That's impressive. It's interesting to me that you see her like I see Iyo Shirai.
Well, I don't know who Iyo Shirai is.
No, you do know who Iyo Shirai is.
No,
stop
with
this. You do know who she is.
Is that your laundry thing going on in the back?
No, that's Iyo Shirai getting warmed up for her SummerSlam match because she sounds like a broken machine.
Iyo Shirai has great entrance music. Iyo Shirai has a great entrance. Iyo Shirai has. Are you laughing for?
Did you mention? You mentioned her entrance. She is so boring that you mentioned her entrance twice as something good about her.
I said her entrance music and her entrance. Those are two totally different things, young man. All right. She is really, really charismatic from her entrance onto her ring style. When I was in Puerto Rico for Backlash, shout out to Backlash in Puerto Rico.
My man, that don't mean nothing. Tito Santana was charismatic when he came out and started high-fiving everybody back in the 80s. And guess what? Tito Santana was a bum.
El Matador was not a bum. That's why he became a coach and a producer later. Iyo Shirai is also not a bum, which is why she's a future women's world champion.
You gotta be kidding.
Georgia, you're really upsetting George up here in the chat here, Big Daddy Cool. But I would sit here and say, like, yeah, no, I think Iyo, she has presence. There's something special about her. I mean, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I believe there's something special about her. Definitely, Short Bus is written all over that. But Iyo, listen,
we had popular reviews. Apologize.
Don't apologize. I apologize for any match that you had to watch with Iyo Shirai.
What was the subject? Because y'all were talking about it, went totally off the rails. But what was this?
We're gonna talk about Shotzi in a minute. We got some special news to announce about Shotzi because she shaves her head on SmackDown. But before we move on to that, Iyo Sky is not boring, Big Daddy Cool. Just stop it. George, be real with yourself. How many Iyo Shirai shirts do you have? Huh? How many do you own? Please tell me.
Tell me in the comments.
1, 2, 3. I know the answer is
who Iyo Shirai is.
I know the answer, George, is 0 shirts because I can't tell you one goddamn Iyo Shirai shirt that is sold on WWEshop.com.
There's no such wrestler.
Yes, there is. You know who I'm talking about. Chris, this past Friday night, we had Shotzi Blackheart. 2 weeks ago, she got mugged and scalped. Shotzi got mugged and scalped. She got her green hair buzzed off. You would think that Brutus the Barber was back with all the shaving of the foreheads that are happening. I know that you are a big Shotzi Blackheart fan. Why the long face?
You gotta be kidding me. Everybody knows how I feel about Shotzi Blackheart.
That was a very long face.
I also want to congratulate Chris on his engagement here because breaking news, everybody! Shotzi is officially engaged. So I want to clap it up for Chris and Shotzi. Congratulations to you guys getting engaged recently.
Who did I get engaged to?
Shotzi. She's gonna be the Shotzi Harris is gonna be her new name.
What Harris did she marry?
What?
She ain't married this one.
Chris, why you hate Shotzi so much? Is it the tank?
I don't think she's entertaining in the ring at all.
It's not that we're not talking about Iyo Shirai anymore.
No, I'm talking about somebody who actually really isn't good.
No, Shotzi is entertaining. She's got a tank and she's got a helmet. She's got green hair. She's very entertaining.
Steve, I'm really tempted to have this show going to 4:20 in the morning so I can ask you, are you high? Because there's no way in the world you're going to sit here and tell me that Iyo Shirai is less entertaining than Shotzi Blackheart. No way in the world are you going to tell me that. Ain't nobody in the world believe that but you.
I'll tell you what. If Iyo Shirai had a tank, she'd be a hell of a lot more interesting.
Steve, how long?
You know who Iyo Shirai reminds me of?
How long, Steve?
Oh, here we go.
420. You know
how long, Steve?
How long what?
How you been smoking crack? That's what I need to know. Because why in the world would you say something like that?
That's inappropriate. You're just saying that because I'm Latino. That is wrong.
The shoe fits? Or the Chipeta?
What? If the shoe fits? Look, that is so...
Zelina Vega told
Chris, why did you hit that?
Oh, no.
So rude.
You are not going to blame me on that one. That was all you. That was all you, amigo.
That is me, amigo.
That was all you.
Chris, you think that this Shotzi Blackheart shaving her, and obviously, if you guys didn't know, Shotzi shaved her head in solidarity for her sister who is going through cancer treatment. Chris, this new vibe that Shotzi's going for, I'll start with you because, you seem to be so passionate about Shotzi. Again, congratulations on your engagement with her. How you think this is going to help her?
First of all, F you for that smooth little thing you put that in. All right. I will say this. What I saw on Friday was possibly the dumbest thing I've ever seen Shotzi do. But the most entertaining thing I've ever seen Shotzi do. I found out later about why she is, and if you didn't know, George tells you right here about why she did it, and if you didn't know, George tells you again.
Well, he's got to do that because
But I respect it. That being said, I did find it entertaining. I am interested to see the next chapter because maybe this will make her be a little bit more interesting than she has been in the past. Because outside of her little interest with the tank, she's not interesting at all. So I'm curious to see what happens. Hey, at the very least, she'll be better than Dana Brooke.
That's saying something.
Not really.
Bad guy, any interest in Shotzi Blackheart and her new look?
Any interest in it?
Or do you think that this is going to get her a second look, a new vibe?
I don't know about any of that stuff. Like, I wouldn't be sure about it if that's going to be the thing because they didn't do anything with her prior. So I don't know. I don't want to sit here and say, oh, she did. Now that she did this, now they're going to be all behind her and get behind her and go like, oh, hey, we're going to give her a push. No, I don't think so. I think it's I don't know. I just don't have a good feel. I don't have a thought process on it.
Yep. All right.
Yep.
Is it leading to a few, Bayley? That's where we're going?
Yeah, maybe. Speaking of Bayley, let's talk about Bayley real quick, and then we're going to wrap up soon. Bayley, over the weekend, got injured at a house show. Asuka apparently rolled over her. I don't know what the move was, but there's video of it. Bayley was running towards Asuka. Asuka was shooting out of the turnbuckle and then kind of did like some sort of like roll towards it, like a ninja roll.
It's like a tuck and roll, yeah.
Yeah. And kind of Bayley hyperextends her leg, but Bayley tweets out, "I'll be all right." Thanks everyone. So she was able to walk out, although limping. So,
well, she came back around this time last year, which was SummerSlam. But she was out for a year and some change, so people really don't want to see her out again. So it's really good. Shout out to Bayley. I think she might be the fourth competitor in a fatal four-way match for the WWE Women's Championship. I think it's a possibility. Not sure, but I think it's a possibility. So I'm glad to see she's okay.
I can see that.
Okay.
Wow. All right. And then the last bit of info that I've got as far as news is the hottest free agent in professional wrestling, and that is Nick Aldis. Nick Aldis just wrapped up a stint with Impact Wrestling, and rumor on the street has it that WWE has some interest in him. Bad guy, you see Nick Aldis doing any business in WWE?
It's interesting that they never gave this guy a call. I would hope that they would give him a shot. I mean, I kind of hold a grudge against Nick Aldis. One of the HOG shows that I went to, it was out here in Queens. Nice, beautiful Queens. And he called us out. So I've always held a grudge against Nick when he sat here and said, I'm in the pits of New York, because Queens is not the pits. Staten Island, in case you guys didn't know.
You got upset?
I did get upset. Like I'm upset with your glasses. But, do I see them doing business with them? I would hope so. I think that would be a good pickup. I would be for that. I would be totally. Is there a video playing? Okay.
Why did everybody get muted? Ron, your mic is muted.
Yeah, mine's on mute too. I don't know what's that.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're still muted.
Now he's muted. That's not me.
There you
go. Oh, now he's completely off.
What happened? What is going on?
Probably my internet.
It's either that. It's either that or everybody's, it's the ghost of Iyo Shirai. She's cursing us.
Am I still here?
There you go. We hear you.
Can I? Okay, I don't know. It might have been my internet. I apologize. But yeah, I was just saying that just to wrap up my thoughts. Yeah, I could see them doing business with him, and I think it would be a great pickup.
Wow,
Chris, your thoughts? Nick Aldis, WWE. Who's he gonna do business with if he comes?
Nick Aldis looks like a WWE superstar. I noticed that when I saw him in Impact Wrestling last month. He has to look at his presence, his mic skills, but he does have the presence, which is important. I would not put him on Raw or SmackDown. I would put him on NXT. I think he'll be a fine addition there for a little while, and I think he could do a lot of work if he were to make that move. Otherwise than that, I say he stay in Impact Wrestling.
I like Nick Aldis. I think he looks like a WWE guy, and I think he would do a lot of great business with Sheamus, with Drew, that whole crew. Even with Gunther. I can't. Oh man, I would love to see him just wash Gunther. I can't stand that guy. You guys know this.
Gunther had a fine match with Mr. Riddle today.
He buried him again. Your man is buried. We'll talk about it in a future show. We talked about it last week. Matt Riddle is slowly being buried. I saw people on the internet. Where's his scooter? It's buried. Trust. My man is getting buried. We talked about it last week. The show is wrapping up. We're not going to get into it this week, but next Monday night, we'll get into it.
George St. Louis mentioning Titus O'Neil on Raw on commentary. What are your thoughts on that?
What, Titus O'Neil?
It was trash.
Titus O'Neil is hilarious to me. I don't know. I just feel like they just give him a mic and just said, just be you. Because when he was all I heard is, I don't know, first 5 minutes of hearing him talk, he said, oh, yeah, the Viking Raiders, this and this and this, and they stink. And I was like, wait, can he say that? I don't know. I chuckled at it.
Commentary on WrestleMania Saturday, and he did a commentary on WrestleMania Sunday, and then he's doing a guest commentary on Raw. That's not something they just practice. There is a reason behind that. And I'm interested to know why.
Yeah, because they're entertained by the stuff.
They got to keep him. He's the global ambassador. They got to keep him fresh in the people's minds. When he shows up at a
Riddle,
when Titus shows up at a school, and everybody's gonna be like, "Yo, we wanted Big E. Who the fuck are you?"
So I have a feeling that somebody's a little upset because when they were judged in a promo battle by Mr. Matt Riddle some years ago, they lost. So
Matt
somebody might be upset.
Charmaine, I feel you. I agree with you. Matt Riddle is not buried. Stop it, Big Daddy Cool. No one, Matt Riddle and Iyo Sky slander. Please. George, you're the only one that's defending these two.
I just defended him. What are you talking about?
Matt Riddle is buried.
Let's go.
All right, guys, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already done so, please make sure you like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, and please make sure you are liking and following us on Facebook and Twitter and Twitch.
That person does Twitter is really good.
Absolutely. The guy that puts out our tweets is really good, according to the executive consultant.
He or she does a good job.
Unpopular Review does a phenomenal job of not only covering wrestling all week. Tonight we did a little bit of Raw review, little recap of the week in wrestling, but we also do other shows, right? We've got Mike Knox. He does a show every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and he just talks about it all when it comes to wrestling. Tuesday night, you can catch Bad Guy Jack right here. He does the NXT review show with the Wrestling Doll. The executive consultant is back on Wednesday nights. He does the AEW review show with the Z is Silent and the Sheriff when she's available and not in heaven with when she's not doing a show live from heaven. White shirt, white background. I feel like she was, a ghost.
You make it sound like it was the Gary Coleman show. That old cartoon.
That's an old pull, man.
I know it is. I'm glad that you got that reference.
Probably the only one that got that reference.
Yeah, when you started laughing, I said, yeah.
And Thursday night we got the Impact show with Bad Guy Jack and apparently Tessa Blanchard is going to be co-hosting on Thursday night. Tessa Blanchard. And yeah, I mean, if you also like movies, we do movie reviews too. Check us out, Unpopular Review Entertainment. You can find us on YouTube. Just Google us, and you'll see all the great episodes. This week, there's
Hunger Games starting tomorrow.
Hunger Games review, the whole franchise. Wow. They just wrapped up Indiana Jones.
He's old.
The month of June, there was a theme of cult classics or movies that nobody likes to watch but are like fan favorites of the hosts. Very hilarious shows. I loved all of them. They were great. So highly recommend those. But yeah. And of course, here, the Wrestling Show podcast. We hear every Monday night, starting around 10 o'clock. And we're talking about Monday Night Raw. We're talking about WWE, AEW, Impact, a little bit of everything. And your comments are always welcome. So that is that. Did I forget anything, guys?
No, I think there's all the plugs. I mean, the only thing on entertainment is we're reviewing Secret Invasion. We're on episode 5. It's me and the Trio of Destiny. You can catch us on Wednesdays at 9 p.m.
That's right.
Charmaine wants to know, yeah, we're reviewing the Barbie movie.
I think I'm ready to see this movie.
Stay tuned. We probably are reviewing the Barbie movie. We just have to see who's seeing it and who's reviewing it. I can tell you one person not going to be on it.
You? Wow. Okay. Well, guys, I think we talked about it all. I think the audience is happy. Ain't that right?
Should be.
Look around. Everybody behind us is crying. That's the time to go home, guys. All right, guys. For Bad Guy Jack, the executive consultant, I am Big Daddy Cool. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching Unpopular Review. And like and subscribe, guys. Until next time.